Forgotten.
Welcome guys to episode 3. Today what I want to talk about is self-worth. So I always think about people of how they may like talk to themselves inside their head, or like how they feel about themselves, whether it's low or high. And I believe all of us should have high self-esteem, high understanding of what we're worth, our time is worth, our energy, our output, all those things. Because you might be put in a situation where you have to either settle for, let's just say, a pay that you don't think you deserve, a pay that may not really let you live the life that you want to live, or it just isn't groundbreaking. It's too boxed in, comfortable, not enough, inadequate, all these things, right? And this is a strong topic for me because this brings me back to times where I was doubted, or I felt inadequate, even though that really wasn't the case. That was just somebody's opinion or the situations. And during those times, I felt that those things were true, and that I really wasn't enough. And what does that do to you? That brings you down. It pulls you straight down from the heavens that you feel like you're on when you accomplish something good, and it just pushes you back down to like the hell that you don't want to be in, right? And it makes you feel like you're not able to do the things that you want to do at the degree that you want to do them. And it feels like when somebody tells you that you're not good enough, or they doubt you, or whatever the case is, that it just feels like it's never gonna fucking happen. And it just feels like you weren't meant for that one thing that you think about all the time. Recently, I just was doing a job for a certain business that I had a good relationship with previously, and this was for my video stuff. And on the phone after the contract ended, it was like, okay, either we keep moving forward or not. And I was like in a space where I felt like we were, but it wasn't really too pushed to basically keep doing that certain work. I did want to keep doing that with them on a different type, I guess you could say, not to go into too much detail, but I was told on the phone that the contract was ending, whatever, that's fine. Like, I was like, okay, like, whatever. And then I'll just, in my head, as we were talking, I felt like that I wanted to find something else that I could do for them that could help them out, to bring in more revenue or help out their brand, all that stuff, because that's what I do. And as a certain individual was talking, they said to me that they found somebody that could technically do more. Not technically, they said that they could do more, but for less, right? So when I was listening to that, I definitely took a step back, like that little face, like what? Like why did you even just tell me that, right? So I get replaced, and for somebody that can do less for like, or they will do more for less. So in my head, I'm a very humble person, and I am competitive, but like that type shit fires me up to where, like, one, I'm not going to work with you again. Two, you basically severed a relationship that was, I would say, pretty strong at some point, but it's very consistent on what they do, so it's whatever. So from there, I compared my abilities, what I charge, compared to their abilities and what they charge. And what I did there was, I realized, okay, take less quality work for less pay, even if it's technically more, whatever, that I will use this as fuel to make sure every single project that I do after this triumphs everything I've ever made for you and what they will make for you in the future, right? So what I did was, in that situation was, I used that shit as fuel for my self-worth. Instead of stooping down and maybe like future projects after listening to that certain individual saying that I'm basically not worth what I charge, blah, blah, blah. I took that and I did not lower my rate. I decided to do more for others to make them realize that it was a mistake. And that I know what I'm worth, what my time's worth, my energy output, the time and detail that I put into literally every single project, an avenue that I pursue, is worth what I charge, because that's just what I believe in myself. And that's what you need to be in for yourself. You need to find, let's just say it's a skill or a job that you're at that you feel like you deserve more pay, or you just deserve to be in that higher pay grade section that others are in, or a raise, or a different spot in whatever business that you're in. And if you had to break that down, how much do you think you should be paid more for what you do? Is it, because we all have bills, man. We all have bills and random shit to stack up. Like the other day, my car needed all new 4 tires when I thought they were fine, and like literally got smacked with that bill, right? So like that's very small compared to what others do and deal with, but it makes you realize as you grow and as an adult, and people that are older than me probably understand way more because they've been going through a lot, that shit happens and you have to have things paid. You have to have things paid on time. You have to live. You have to eat. You have to pay like your rent or your mortgage or your car bill or all the above. And we also have to have money to save. We have to have money for like little extra things that may come up and extra things that we actually want to do in life instead of just paying bills all the time. So adding that all up in the lifestyle that you want to live, how much do you need to be paid in order to do all those things? Yes, you can downgrade and have a smaller house, like less car bill, all those things, but like where you're at right now, where you want to go, not where people think you should go, how much should you be paid, right? If you do multiple things like me, different things have different rates for different reasons. So like my coaching, my videography, my apparel that I sell, all these things have to have certain price ranges, and people always say like, oh, why do you charge this and that much? Because I have a life that I want and have what I have to live to, or have the things I have to do in order to live. But I know my worth because of what I do, the outcome that comes out of it, and my energy is worth what I say it is. And I believe we all have that right. Now, obviously, if you're in a job where that you are on a fixed rate and all these things, how could you fight for a higher spot and prove your worth? So if you're in a job where you're just busting your ass every single day and the people above you just like don't see it, make it be seen. Do the extra shit, even if they don't notice it, or they just refuse, or they don't like you, or you just feel like you're just being pushed down. Keep fucking doing it, because that shit will add up. It'll add up within you the most, because you understand like why am I listening to these people if I know like I'm worth more? And then eventually somebody's going to show up that's higher above you that sees that work, and they're just going to grab you from wherever you're at and use your potential and energy for something better. So no matter what the fuck somebody else says, they say that your job or work is not worth this much or whatever, fuck them. Stop listening to other people's opinions and like valuing them over yours. They're not in your head. They're not doing the things that you do. They don't pay your fucking bills. They don't do the things that you want to do in your life, or they're not really helping what you want to pursue. Stop valuing their opinions over yours. They do not fucking matter. You matter. Your self-worth matters. Put that ahead of whatever shit they have to say. During that phone call that I had, which probably lasted 5 minutes, I sat there literally in my car right before I coached one of my CrossFit classes. I had a brief moment of time to be on this phone call, and I was like, what the fuck am I going to do with this now? And by this, I mean like this negative energy in my head. This, I want to lash out, I want to do this. But whenever that happens, that shit happens to me, and I'll talk about this down the road of all the negative things that have happened to me and how I use it as fuel. I use that shit as fuel for either future projects, like ideas I have, or spending more time and energy to make sure that person that doubted me lost. I did not lose. They lost. They should be in a position where they're like, fuck, I fucked up. Because you are worth more than what other people think about you. If you put the work in and the energy and the detail, and you believe in yourself, if you believe in yourself, you should be paid to what the fuck you want to be paid. Because I know you deserve it if you put that work in. That's why I get so fucking fired up, because I've been through that shit so many times, whether it's like sports or like all the shit that I do. I do a million different things. And like, when that shit hits you, you have an option. You can either like sit in it, decrease your rates like they fucking basically want you to, and say that you're not worth what you're being like fucking being paid, whatever. And it's like sulk in that and be like, fuck, maybe they're right, maybe they're this, like maybe I should stop. No, you keep fucking going, because again, you're using that as fuel, but that's a small portion of your day. Small portion of your day, that 5 minutes out of that 24 hours that you can either let fucking blossom into weeds within everything that you've created, or you can fucking keep going and just toss that shit in the back of your mind. And every time you create something else forward, or every day you walk into that office that you know you want to get paid more in, you keep fucking going and doing more and making those people that dropped you, or making those people that doubt you, fucking regret it. Because your opinion about you, your self-worth, your need for the life that you want to live weighs more than somebody's few words that come out of their fucking mouth that don't mean anything. This is where you come in, you step in, and you keep doing the shit that you love for yourself. That shit matters more than anything. Not what they say, not what they want to say to others, not what they post, not what they replace you with, because fuck them. Somebody else will step in, see your worth, use that for their business, their brand, their position in that hierarchy of whatever business you're working for, whatever. As long as you keep fucking working and being like, all right, I'm going to piece this out. This person left me, but I'm going to use this next project to beat the last project I did. Or if you're doing some shit like in the office, like Excel or something like that, I'm going to be faster than these people and do more while they sit on their ass and just have that fake office talk, all that bullshit. People that slack. So it's like, you can always do more if you use that minor time that was negative as fuel. The smallest thing can be the biggest thing, like moving forward. So like the smallest drop of, let's just say, negative fuel can fuel years and years and years of progress that will benefit your life, as long as you know that you are worth what you say you are worth. And believe in that shit. If you're worth $100 an hour, if you're worth $25 an hour, if you're worth fuck it 17 instead of 15, if you believe that you're growing more and more, then yet you need more, then dive into that and never fucking look back, because that's why we do this shit, is we want to progress. Don't stay stagnant or move back because some motherfucker said the opposite of what you believe. Have your self-love, self-belief, and your high opinion of yourself valued more than other motherfuckers' opinions.